What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 5 different altcoins today. We'll be talking about BSV, Compound, ADA, Solana, and Litecoin. BSV for Smooth Operator, Compound for Disney is Greedy, ADA and Solana for Lewis Kelly with an E at the end. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And then Litecoin for some guys. So without any further ado, let's get into this. If anybody has a request, they'd like to leave a request, go ahead and do that. You just leave it in the comment section. I'll see to it. I will leave a link in the description for the Discord as well. But looking at this thing, without any further ado, is on MEXC here, because it is on KuCoin, but the chart looks a little bit more weird. So I like MEXC. It looks like it has enough of the historical data available. Anyways, let's get into it. So from top to bottom here, BSV is definitely moving up, which is kind of crazy, because I think this fake Toshi coin, man, is just garbage. But hey, you can make money on garbage, man. If you bought this thing back in June of 2023, you're sitting pretty right now, man. Like, you could have bought it below $20, and it's at $91 now. That's not too bad. Breaking above your green line here, the 123 moving average, you are in the overbought zone. You're even looking like you want to continue. You got out of it and you want to continue into it. It's really nice. I do like this structure. You're probably coming to the end of it at some point, and that could be, with like a slightly higher high or like a nice dramatic finish. And with something like this, I kind of would expect that it would be a nice dramatic finish. I would think that you would at least see prices above 136, maybe between 136 and 170, but you could move all the way up to your 786. I feel like a lot of cryptos like that right now, and that's all the way up to 240, man. And I know that sounds crazy, but hey, man, you do crazy things sometimes, BSV, when you like to move. And I'm definitely a hater of BSV, but I love TA, and you can't deny this thing looks bullish. It definitely does look bullish. Probably continues to grow. Let's look at the daily. Actually, real quick, I want to see high to low here. 2272, right in that range, man. Yeah, yep. In my opinion, very likely to break 135, 136. Probably going up to 155 or higher. You really could go higher. But let's look at the daily here. Higher lows on the daily, yeah. Bullish looking daily RSI right there, man. Really, really bullish. Wants to go higher. It definitely does. Anything can happen. If Bitcoin starts to sell off, BSV might, but sometimes BSV does run independently of Bitcoin. It just happens, but also sometimes it dumps harder than Bitcoin whenever Bitcoin dumps. So we'll see what happens, but that's a bullish engulfing candle there. Not a lot of volume, though this is on MEXC. Still not a lot of volume on KuCoin either. I don't know which one actually has more volume. Let's see. Let's take a look. The volume there would have been on like the 28th of December. 15.9K, yeah. 15.9K. And then right there on the 28th of December, yeah, more volume on KuCoin. I thought so, but I don't know. Now we know. Anyways, top to bottom here, finding resistance at the 61869 area. Classic, but hey, you tipped it, you went back to your 382. I think that suffices, man. You're hugging this. You do want to go higher. I think you really do. And then that 1272 is all the way up at 127. Yeah, I do. I think you're going to see 150 or higher. I really do. In a short amount of time. Like, it might not be in a week. It might be in a week. But by the end of this month, I think it's going to happen. If not, sometime early next month, but soon enough either way. I think it wants to continue to grow. So that's BSV. Let's move on to Compound, man. I love Compound, talking about a coin that I actually do like. Love doing it. But hey, man, sometimes it's the coins that you hate, that you don't want to see do well. They do the best. They really do. Find yourself hating a coin, throw some money into it, and watch it do better than anything that you love, because that happens all the time, man. It's crazy. It really is crazy. It's that, herd mentality, if you really think about it, right? Herd mentality, the coin that you love, you probably love it because other people love it, and a bunch, like there's probably a lot of people backing it, but oftentimes it's the coins that people hate because they know about it, but they don't want to see it succeed. It's still on their radar, but for some reason it just goes up. It's like anti-herd mentality. I don't know why it happens, but it just does. Anyways, I got no explanation for that, but but top to bottom here, let's see. You know, maybe it's because things are priced in already by the time you hear about them, where the things that you hate, you know, they're not priced in yet because they haven't been given the opportunity yet, and then they take their opportunity. Bouncing off the 382, looking decent compound. You're still range bound, man. You very much are still range bound. You probably, you know, depending on what kind of price movements we see with Bitcoin here in the coming days, you could sell off a little bit more. That is a very bearish top with a very bearish follow through on the weekly here. Like you just engulfed all these weeks, like months of price action in 1 week. You just engulfed it. So here you are coming up right now, but there's still 4 days left in this week. Still over half a week to go. We're up 14.5%. Compound can definitely come down in that amount of time, even with that amount as well. I want to look at the RSI again real quick. Yeah, the RSI kind of looks nice, man. Bouncing off this 50 would be nice. Holding these higher lows would be really nice. It kind of does look like it's in an area where it would bounce and continue to grow. I don't know. That'd be exciting. Overall accumulation range, probably getting ready to break out at some point, but it doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be this week. It could be months away still. It really could be months away still. Looking at the daily here, bouncing off the green line, man. The 123 perking up a little bit, getting above the 50 here. Did you close above it, though? Let's see. You did not. Ooh. Hoo-hoo, man, you are set up for a really bad situation right now, Compound. Yes, you are. Okay, well, you broke that. That's nice. If today closes red, you will be rejecting off the 50, like literally right off of that. And that's not normally a friendly thing. And it wouldn't take much. You're only up 3.5% today, so hopefully this thing closes green. Hopefully it can continue to build. Definitely a bullish day. Decent volume, above average volume yesterday, but let's just see. Let's see it continue to grow. If not, if today closes red, then I very much would think that you will see some more immediate downside. And personally, I do expect that we see some downside. But if it doesn't close red, you might see a little bit more growth, and then you come down, you know, something like that. So this downside might be put off for a couple days or so, but closing red would definitely be the nail in the coffin for this thing to see lower prices than this, in my opinion. I hold a decent bit of Compound. I like I said, I love it, man. This is a coin that I definitely want to see do well, but you know, just calling it what it is, how I see it. Bearish candle here, gravestone doji, matched with a bearish engulfing candle that engulfed like over a month's worth of price action. Still got over half a week left here, moving up like this, dramatically less volume so far, and yet a similar size candle. I can't help but think you're in an area of previous resistance kind of, that you could come back down, right? Let's look at the 4 hour. Not looking bad, not looking bad. It all rests on today, man. If today can close green, it'll look a lot less bad, but if it closes red, game on to the downside. So that's Compound. Let's talk about ADA. ADA on Coinbase. Yeah, sure. ADA had a hell of a day today, didn't it? It was up, or not today, but yesterday. It was up 10.5% on that ETF approval news. You did, instead of what Compound did, you actually broke above your 50. Still in an area where you would like to get continuation, because you can break a little bit above it and come back down, still finding resistance in this area, you know, like you did here. But you actually tipped it twice there, you know, and that sent you to your oversold zone. So continuation would be nice. You do have these lower highs coming into play. I would think that you go lower just with the way the RSI looks, but let's just see where you're at, relatively speaking. Right around your 618, found a little resistance. Oh, not yet. Yeah, you could go a little higher. Maybe move up to about 60 cents, 61 cents, something like that. Oh, there we go. And then you move lower. Green line, overbought. You might see today, that'd be interesting. Maybe for like the first half of the day you move down, and then the second half of the day you move up, or maybe today you are actually resuming to the downside. It's just hard to say, because you do have this bullish engulfing candle, but you had one here, and then you went red, and then you had another one, you know. You had one here, and then you just started moving down. Had a very bullish candle here, and then you started moving down. Like, this thing doesn't like to play nice, so I wouldn't assume that it's going to do so now. definitely not a good look on the weekly. You kind of fell off here. You're actually back at previous areas where you found support. You might be finding resistance there now, and then yeah, rejecting. So compound, if it goes up, I would say a little bit. It probably goes up a little bit, but ultimately I would expect to see prices for ADA. I know I said compound, I meant ADA. Probably down to about 45 cents, a little bit lower than 45 cents. You almost got it. Truthfully, probably all the way down to like 32 to 35 cents over time. And that's assuming that we get some kind of sell-off based on this ETF approval, based off of the Sell the News event that would ensue with the Bitcoin ETFs being approved. Top to bottom here, 236 all the way down there, 42 cents, yeah. Bottom to top. You could go a little bit below it. You're finding resistance at your 382. Change my mind, ADA. Change my mind and close a week above 62 cents, 62.12. Close a week above there, and I'll say it's game on. Okay, if you can close a week above there, it doesn't have to be this week, just any week. Obviously, this week, that'd be a bullish engulfing candle. Hell of a reversal for sure, but I think this is the beginning of a down move, personally. You were overbought for a little while. You got out of your overbought zone. You're probably moving lower. That's just my interpretation. So that's ADA. Solana, USD. Now this one, man, I know it's been on a terror, bro. This thing's been killing it. It had a bullish bottom down here, right? Very, very bullish accumulating or ascending triangle down here. Bullish breakout and everything. Finished off with a very bullish week. This is kind of a textbook example of like a topping area. So I bet you do find a relative high there. From low to high, maybe I should take the relative low. The more relative low. Yeah, right below the green line there. Solana's at $101 right now, man. It could move all the way down to $60. And it's very common to actually go a little bit below that 382. And what is a little bit below the 382? This previous area of resistance here. Actually at the 0.5. You could see a 50% drop, man. That would be crazy. I don't know. Just because of how significant it's been moving, like the status that it's been gaining recently. And I mean, it's always had a good status, don't get me wrong, but a lot of volume there, man. You might have a hard time moving. This is where I'm going to pull something out that I haven't really pulled out in a while. Just give me a second. $44, man. I don't know. It is possible. I would say I would at least expect $60, below $60, right? Maybe around 55, even $50, 55. But you could go all the way down to just below $40. That is possible as well. Is that different? I swear I had a different. That's so weird. I swear it said on Coinbase. Nope. That's where the 0.5 was. That's why I was looking at that. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think I feel like you wouldn't go that low for Solana, but maybe you do, man. I don't know. But here I want to pull something out real quick. Right here. Is that? Yes, right here. Okay. Maybe not that. Let's get it right there. Down, down. Maybe let's pull it on the monthly. Way down there, huh? Yeah, not really of much help. Let's see. What do we got here on the weekly? 73. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's really not of much help for me. I would think probably $60 or lower is what I would have to say with Solana. I think it's going lower. In the immediate term, lower highs, lower lows. I feel like this looks like a classic kind of topping area right here. Top to bottom, not really anything, man. It's doing its own thing, man. It is just so ridiculous. Love to see it. Hit your 786. Okay, this might help. Yeah, the 0.5 down here is the same 0.5 that you have from this low to high here. And that is also a previous area. You can see these green lines overlapping each other a little bit. Previous area of resistance, you might turn that into support. That would make sense to me. So I think that below $60 but above $45 is what I would say for this at the end of that whole confusing spiel there. But lower, nonetheless, is where I think Solana is destined for in the more kind of like immediate middle term days and months, weeks to come. Finishing it up with LTC, Litecoin. Let's see. Everything's reacting positively off of this ETF news, man. So far. But, you know, still lower highs in your RSI. On the daily, man, this daily RSI doesn't look too friendly. At some point it will break, and at that point, man, it'll be great. It'll be really great, but I don't know if you're there yet. Double bottom down here near your oversold zone. That's nice. I mean, you really could, but maybe a little bit higher for Litecoin. Come back up here and then reject. You don't have to go all the way up here though, man. You could reject at some point here. You know, tomorrow is when the ETFs, some of them, not all of them, but some of them are going to be available for trading. Maybe it is all of them, but as far as I know, it's just some of them. But I haven't looked into all of them. But I know the ARC21 shares are they're going to be available tomorrow, and that could generate an instant surge in price to grow and then a dump, something like that. We could see the selling off starting to as early as tomorrow. It might be a couple weeks from now even. You know, it could be a delayed kind of reaction, but I don't know. The daily, again, to me, it doesn't look good. I really do like this bottom. It is a good setup for breaking out of this kind of downtrend that you are in. But until you break it, I'm biased to the downside. And what that would mean for Litecoin is lower prices than this. I wouldn't think you break these lows, but you could break that low there, which I really wasn't expecting, man. I thought that low was it. 618, yeah. You could go a little bit lower. Just a little bit lower, right? I don't know if you make it all the way to your 786, but if you do, $50 probably holds. But I would say kind of like Solana, man, between $50 and $60. I know Solana was more like $45 and $60, but yeah, probably a little lower. Rejecting your 382. Double bouncing. You're bouncing off your 618, man. I don't know. Hard to say. Prove me wrong that you're going lower and get a week, not a day, not a moment, but a week to close above this 382. If you can do that, then I would say that you probably are good for like $90, and you might at that point be looking like you're going to get a new high. But at this point in time, I'm definitely bearish. You know, the trend is your friend until the end, is what they say, till the end of the trend. And right now you've got lower highs, kind of got lower lows, but like you're more or less in the beginning of this. It doesn't look like it's going to be a conventional kind of bottoming formation, in my opinion, because I wouldn't expect that you would go too much lower than this, or like too much lower than this low. If you were to go like the absolute lowest, I would think would be like right there at $50. But I can be wrong, been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. So that's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, bye-bye.